Yes, it's a mix, to be honest with you. I think that it was very good that we were able to hold on and close it out. And, it was a very nasty day out there, swirling rain all over the place. And so, it was kind of tough for anybody to get in a rhythm, and they're constantly changing the balls out and the rest. And so I thought that was difficult for both teams. I thought it was going to take serious persistence to win this game. And I thought I wish we would have finished the game better. I thought that our last offensive series and defensive series, never feel like you had it. And then they immediately confirmed the fact that we didn't. And as they marched downfield and scored either the next series or the series after that one. So no, I mean, with that many minutes left, it's not over by any stretch of the imagination. And I think both sides proved that,
Quick follow-up on that, too. Is that kind of enigmatic of the season that Will Rogers finds another freshman for the game-winning touchdown in the ball game to cap the year?
All our touchdowns were scored by freshmen, I believe, but you could check it. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I mean, we've got some young guys that are enthusiastic and developing into fairly gritty guys. And so we've just got to keep getting them better. But we can't be all over the map on finishing games. There's no, being happy and dancing and looking at the crowd, that's for after the game, not during,
Next, we'll go to Ben Portnoy.
Mike, just what kind of happened in that post-game sequence? Sorry to not ask about the actual game, but what kind of happened there in terms of your view and kind of how that thing devolved there?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm kind of curious. All of a sudden, there was a mosh pit out there. During warm-up, a group of their guys circled around our warm-up and were talking and things like that. And then I really don't know, I mean, I haven't seen enough film or anything to entirely let us off the hook on this thing by any stretch. But we haven't had any trouble with that sort of thing all season, other than, a thing here or there. We really haven't had any trouble with that. Now, I don't know if they have or not. I don't really know where the basis of that is. I've always thought Major League Baseball had the best point of view on it. Anybody you like on the other team, you can go ahead and call them the next day or the next week or whatever. Major League Baseball just walks in their dugout, which I've always thought that was a pretty good way of going about things. Because anytime there's problems after a game, it's always
just to follow up on the actual game. It's kind of a product of a crappy day in terms of weather.
Crappy day, and that's what they're giving us. And then we've improved on that aspect. I mean, we're doing a better job of run blocking and in our backs as far as carrying the ball, and which will as far as seeing what to check when. We had some mistakes there, but I thought definitely some positives.
We'll go to Joel Coleman.
Mike, quickly on the thing there at the end, is that a situation where either from you or maybe even above your head there could be some kind of long-term discipline handed out to some guys?
I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea. I don't know what happened exactly. I mean, pretty soon there's a mosh pit and people are jawing back and forth and pushing and shoving. So I don't know.
And quickly, too, I wanted to ask you about Tulu. You guys. You
probably saw it better than I did. I mean, I'm standing there. I did out there on the other end of the field. You might have seen it better than I did.
And I wanted to ask you quickly about Tulu. Just it seemed like all day he kept providing you guys with a spark and things, and he's kind of progressed here the last few weeks of the season. Just how big was Tulu's performance today, both in the special teams game and, of course, the late touchdown?
He's gotten better and better at the end of the season, and I thought he really did a good job. I think Tulu was one of the big keys to winning this game.
David Murray.
Coach, talking about Tulu and other things, you mentioned the balance of the offense, rushing pass, but what you call the hidden yardage, the return yards, and the good coverage on kicks. Was that also one of the big difference makers today?
Well, yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, you want yards any way you can get them. Initially, offensively, we didn't have a lot of yards, but we had short fields and also got turnovers. So, we didn't have as many tries for good reasons. You don't mind not having as many tries as long as they're for good reasons, and for the most part today, ours were for good reasons. I thought we went 3 and out too much though.
Speaking about Griffin, what kind of, his touchdown pass is a big deal, but the kickoff returns, even though one was called back, have you seen that from him in practice and building up to this game?
Yeah, he's done some good things that way for sure. And then, yeah, I would have liked to have seen him get credit for the other one. I mean, of course, that's another deal where others saw it perhaps differently than I did.
Tyler Horka.
Like pretty decent football game on both sides, given the conditions and whatnot. But it seems like all anyone wants to talk about right now is that brawl. How much do you think it maybe marred what you guys did out there on the field today, and how much do you think it'll be talked about going forward?
I don't think it marred anything that we did out there whatsoever. It's just it's dumb. I mean, the root of it's dumb. No matter what the root of it is, the root of it's dumb. And the continuation of it's dumb. So I would have that solidly in the category of dumb. And now, where the dumb started, I'm not entirely sure.
We'll go to Bill Haston from the Tulsa World. Okay, we'll move on to Joe Cook.
Yeah, Coach. Just the way that defense performed today, is this probably the best defensive unit that you've had as far as like your first year or first few years taking over a program? Just how they performed today and just, these last couple of weeks.
I think overall, I think they've been pretty good. I mean, we developed a little bit of an inconsistency today, but we got the turnovers to mitigate it, which I thought that was very good. And then, but yeah, I think this defensive group may be the best one that I've started out with.
We'll go to Courtney Robb.
Coach, you start the season with a ranked win, you end it with a ranked win, and a lot of ups and downs just in between all of that. How do you feel like your team progressed throughout this season?
I thought we progressed well. We got a lot of work to do, and as you progress, that does reveal other things to work on. We've got a lot of work to do, but, we have the youngest team in the country. I think there were, I don't know, something like 4 teams in the conversation, but I do think we won that distinction.
We'll go back to Steve Robertson.
Coach, on the pick six return, there was kind of a wild sequence there. They got the call incorrect. What kind of explanation did you get from the officials on how they ultimately got that call right?
Well, first of all, I can't comment on officiating, as you know. However, I'll tell you this: if you go ahead and pony up, what's the going rate now? 25. Oh, 25. That will cost you $25,000. Now, you guys can chip in if you want, and from there, I'd be happy to share my thoughts. And I'm a guy that goes fairly detailed, so. I don't think you'd come up short change, but you're going to have to spend $25,000 for that one.
Our last question for Coach today is going to go to Joel Coleman.
Mike, I don't think I saw Brandon Ruiz out there any today. Of course, Jace did your kicking and things for you on PATs and stuff. Just what's Brandon's status? What was it today and moving forward?
I mean, he's a good member of our team and a very happy young man, but was not available today.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
football first, but obviously what happened after the game is a pretty big story right now. Just wondering where you were for that, and just kind of take me through what you saw and everything that kind of happened in that brawl.
Honestly, I wasn't really a part of it. I was kind of outside. I saw it happen. I caught the tail end of it, so I really didn't get to see the beginning of the roots of it. Kind of what caused it. Obviously, I hate that to take away. From the win we had. Winning our first bowl game right in a couple of years, like that's big. I hate that. Some negative publicity for the teams. I thought we played really hard today, but I really wasn't a part of it. I didn't get a good view of it.
Speaking of football, you had some big catches to move the sticks on a few of those drives. What were the conditions like out there? I know throwing the ball was probably harder than running it today, but you guys still made enough plays to get the win, obviously.
Yeah, you got to find a way. Whatever conditions are, the elements, you got to rise above it. You got to find a way to make it happen. We've had many practices that are wet, practice with wet balls. So it's just part of the process. What we got to do, and just got to rise to the occasion.
We'll go to David Murray.
Austin, you talk about a wet ball. How anxious were you when that onside kick was coming your way?
Oh yeah, I wasn't really nervous, honestly. I've had a couple of this year, especially in Missouri. Had a couple, so I've had some good practice and experience. Obviously, when it was slippery as heck, kind of slipped off a little bit, but definitely should have caught it on the first one. But I had some great blocking by the guys up front of the line and gave me a chance to get it back.
Also related to that, and not just your play, but the returns by Tulu are the good punt coverage, kickoff coverage, things like that. How big a factor were special teams and all what they call the hidden yardage today, and maybe tipping the balance?
Oh, huge, definitely. So it's like you said, a kickoff return with Tulu. I mean, he's dynamic with the ball, and it was awesome to see him get some chances to get out of there. But he did great. Also, the whole kickoff return unit did great. The blocking, the holes, they really opened it up for him. Coach Brock's done a really good job, demanding the best out of us day by day. And, he's been a huge part of our success on special teams.
Steve Robertson.
Austin, you've kind of the old man in the wide receiver room. You've kind of watched these young guys kind of come along. Watching Tulu have a breakout game today, I mean, what does that mean, obviously, for now, but also for the future of your unit?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you give him some confidence heading into the next season, just kind of see what he can be, obviously, when he reaches his full potential. So I thought it was a huge step for him. And just continue to build on it, build spring ball, get a lot more, off-season workouts under his belt. And he's, just starting to reach his potential, and he's got a long way to go. It's going to be awesome to see him continue to grow.
We'll go to Ben Portnoy.
Austin, y'all were super balanced today offensively. I think it was like 30 rushes, 30 passes right on the money. But in terms of that, how much did you guys – was it a matter of kind of what you guys were seeing at the line of scrimmage versus play calls? And I guess what did that kind of do for you guys, at least offensively?
Yeah, I think it gave us some more opportunities to run the ball as we did today. And, we try not to, dictate our offense to what the elements are giving us. So we try to do whatever we want to do, regardless of the situation. But obviously, I think they gave us some chances to run the ball. But that's on Coach Leach and Will, and obviously I'm just out there. Whatever they call, I'm rolling with.
Go to Joe Cook.
Yeah, Austin. Just talk about this freshman class. What is about the freshmen there that they, Emmanuel, leading the country with defensive touchdowns? I mean, what is about this group that you're seeing that has that confidence and this playmaking ability?
They're a mature group. They came in, they were ready to play. A lot of those, they weren't looking for a redshirt year. They wanted to get on the field immediately. I love that about them. They have that dog mentality. They're ready to make plays, ready to step up. As you've seen it, like you said, Forbes, had a great with the pick 6 and 5 for the year, whatever it is. And I got Wally, Tulu, everybody's stepping up. This class is just a mature class, ready to work. And, they did in the off season. It's, been paying dividends for them.
Anything else for Austin, guys?
Well, I know it's been a long journey for you guys, but I know you take a moment now to kind of reflect, and you never expected to be in this position, I guess, as a freshman. But now when you look back, how great for you for this season?
I'm extremely grateful, extremely thankful. Nobody thank but my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Nobody thank but Him. It's been a long year. We've been at it since probably June 1, and then hadn't really had much of a break until now. So, I've enjoyed every second of it. And I'm gonna take a week off and then start getting ready for next year.
Got a Tyler Horka.
For you guys to end this season with a victory in a bowl game, obviously there were some ups and some downs this year, but this is one of your better games that you guys have played. You'd probably say, what did it mean to you guys to get this win, and what can it do for you guys going forward, like you said, into the offseason and going into next year too?
Yeah, I think it's huge to get a win against a really great opponent. Tough weather conditions all game. We knew that coming in. I think it says a lot about our program and a lot about the guys especially, just to come in here knowing it's going to be cold, rainy, going to be a gross game. Just got to find a way to win. So, I'm really excited about the guys we got coming back, the guys we got coming in, and, I'm ready to get to work.
Joe Cook.
Yeah, Will, just I got two questions for you, but starting off, man, you didn't expect necessarily to be here, but you've improved, week by week, and you just stayed ready, man. Just talk about your mental approach, week by week, and taking over for KJ, coming out of Brandon High School and playing on the big stage.
Yeah, no, the biggest thing for me was just to get in and, get reps, from fall camp until now. I've just feel like I've improved so much, and I think it's because of like reps and repetition. We didn't get spring ball, so I was just kind of thrown into it during summer, 7-on-7, and then fall camp. And then, I saw some action early, but I really felt like, but after the Vanderbilt game and then the way we were practicing from Georgia to Ole Miss to Missouri, it just kind of felt different. It felt different being around the facility, being out there on the practice field. You could just tell that guys were ready and, things were starting to click. So, I'm really excited about where we're going in the future.
And a quick follow-up, just talk about playing bad weather conditions and not turning the ball over.
Yeah, it's hard. There were definitely some balls that I want back. And, I don't know if any of you guys have ever thrown a football in the rain or anything, but it's not very fun. There's definitely some balls that were slipping out of my hand, particularly deep balls. And, I just really didn't get all that I wanted on them. But, I knew that coming in, and you can't make that an excuse. And, I'm just glad we found a way to win the game.
Joel Coleman.
Will, you kind of hit on this just a minute ago a little bit, but it was right about that Georgia game. It seemed like something changed with this team, and just offensively you guys started clicking, and it just kind of seemed like there was a turning point there. I guess specifically, what kind of stands out to you, leading up to where this season kind of seemed like there was a shift there?
I guess the shift was when I don't know. I kind of took over the Vanderbilt game because KJ went down, and I just tried to bring a bunch of energy and stuff like that to the game when I was in, and I just try to tell the guys, it's let's go out here and just give it all we got. We really don't have anything to lose. We're going here to play whatever they were, the number 6 ranked team in the country, probably the best defense in the SEC. So let's just go out here and let it fly. So yeah.
Ben Portnoy.
Will, Mike was talking about it today that you guys were making some different checks at the line, and you guys ended up being really balanced offensively, maybe more so than any other game this year. But what were you kind of seeing, and how much of that was just a product of the weather and kind of what was, you guys were dealt?
Yeah, we thought they would play a little more man coming in, and they played a little more drop 8. And, I saw a bunch of good run boxes, and I felt confident with the numbers we had in the offensive line who played their butts off. They just did a great job. Those guys were awesome. But, yeah, I just saw good numbers, good run boxes. And, if we can take 5 on first and second down in the run game, we're definitely going to do that.
Just quick follow-up. I know, you got in for bowl practices last year and kind of just to get going. You think about what those first practices were like to now and walking off the field now with a bowl victory as the starting quarterback. I guess, what's that like, and what does that kind of feel like?
It's awesome. I'm just blessed. Like I said earlier, I have nobody to thank but my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He's been so incredible in my life, and all this just goes directly towards back to him. But yeah, it's awesome. But now we can't just get complacent or anything like that. We got to take the next step as a team and as a program. So I'm excited to get back in the weight room, get back doing 7-on-7s and stuff like that. So I'm ready to roll for next year too.
David Murray.
Will, how easy was it to get the game going when Tulu was able to run that first kickoff back, and then other series, the way that special teams put the offense in good position? How did y'all take advantage of that?
Yeah, we kind of knew Tulu was like that earlier in the year. A bunch of teams just kicking the ball out of the end zone. He never really got a chance. But, it feels like whenever he touches the ball, he's got a chance to take it to the house every single time. So, it's a credit to Coach Brock and all those guys on special teams. They do a phenomenal job. And, if he gets it, like Coach Bobby Hall said, he can outrun a lot of foreign cars. So he's pretty fast.
Anything else for Will?
Hey, Kobe. First, congrats on the win. I know, unfortunately, afterwards it didn't go the way people wanted. I guess from your perspective as a leader of this team, when you see something like that, what goes through your mind? And I guess, did you say anything at all to your teammates afterwards, or how was your reaction to what happened after that?
Of course, with any game, we always emphasizing to keep our composure through adversity and prosperity. But Coach Leach addressed that earlier, and he most definitely addressed us in the locker room. I feel like as a team, Coach Leach definitely handled that in-house. So it was unfortunate that things spiraled out of control like that. But high emotions in game of football can just mishap, unfortunately. But we got to be better and more disciplined.
Next, we'll go to Steve Robertson.
Kobe, I know it's you've been in several bowl games now, but where does this one measure kind of after the difficult year it's been for everybody? I mean, how sweet is it to get a win to cap this weird year?
Honestly, the year 2020 brought us definitely made this win feel more appreciative. We were more appreciative of this win. It kind of, I wouldn't say make up for the obstacles earlier in the year, but it kind of smoothed things out and put a good finish to the year.
Joel Coleman.
Kobe, I think we've asked you about this a couple of times, and I know we've asked Errol about it a couple of times, but of course you guys can come back next year, I guess, if you elected to do that. Just curious how much you've thought about it, if that's still something that's you still got to weigh over the next couple of weeks. Just kind of where are you on that decision?
I honestly put that whole decision on the back burner until the last down was played. And now I'll be laying things down and getting a closer look at things and seeing where I want to go. And I guess I'll get that decision coming pretty soon.
Anything else for Kobe, guys? Okay.